Hey guys, it's Lashyon here, and I'm going to show you how to make ornaments, which is only one of the many things that I do with these, which these are paper towel rolls, toilet paper rolls, wrapping paper rolls, any kind of cardboard, pole, thingy, cylinders. So yeah, and you need yarn for this tutorial as well, and you can have as few or as many colors as you want. I have two, and I've pre-cut them between 4 and 6 inches. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be exact. It's basically the size of the yarn you're going to need for each of the pieces, and you need a bunch of like little strips like this. It's going to depend on the size you cut your roll to. The bigger the piece of roll, the bigger the piece of yarn, and you will see why. So I can't really give you exact measurements on this, but for a 1/2 inch, which is roughly what this is, you're going to need roughly like 4-inch pieces to 6-inch pieces. Excuse me, sinus is craziness. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your roll, and you can smash it, it doesn't matter, and you just cut like that. Cut a piece off, kind of smooth it out a little. It doesn't really matter if it's got bends in it for this particular tutorial, so you can just use scissors. Other tutorials it will matter, so I use an X-Acto knife, but for this one we're just going to use scissors. So yeah, and we're going to take a piece of yarn, and this is what you're going to do, and I'm going to get as close as I can to the camera, like really bending over. You're going to fold the yarn in half. So you got your tail pieces down here, and you got your loop up here. You're going to take your loop and you're going to stick it through the cardboard ring, okay? And you're going to pull up the tail pieces, and you're going to reach through your loop, and you're going to pull your tail pieces through your loop, just like that. And then you're going to pull up tight. Okay, and that's one. And you can do this in any pattern you want, and you just repeat the process for as many pieces of yarn as you need to get around the entire thing. So I'm going to show you one more time. Again, I'm sticking the loop, and the loop goes through the side that has the fringe. So like whatever side the tails are, that's the side your loop starts on. So we've got the loop right here. Oops. It's kind of hard to grab sometimes. The longer the string is, the better, because it's easier to work with. But yeah, and you just pull it through. Also, you need the tails to be a decent length. Let me get one more. I'll show you one more time for this pattern that I have going. Folding the loop and folding it in half, forming the loop, sticking the loop through the top where the fringe is, putting my fingers through the loop, reaching down to grab the tails, pulling the tails through, and then you just slide it down, and then you can tighten it. Okay, so you just keep repeating this process until you get all the way around the roll. Okay, I've already completed one here. I actually need to add one more, so once you get towards the end, it's going to get a little more complicated. Now I wanted to show you this in specific. I made this pattern. It's kind of like 2 greens, 1 pink, 2 greens, 1 pink. And I have a little bit of a gap that looks like there's enough room for 2. Well, I only need one more to complete my pattern, so I'm going to put that on there. And then you just kind of like spread them out just a little bit, because you kind of pushed them tight. And they can be pushed tighter too if you need to, but you can only push them so tight, okay? So the next step after this is to kind of like, that looks bad, kind of like push them down to make sure all the little like stringy things are straight. You kind of comb them with your fingers, and what you're going to do is you're going to stick your finger through this to push them all down, because you want this to be straight in here. And you're going to kind of form like a ring with your fingers right here to kind of grab them like you're ponytailing them together. And you just kind of keep pushing them like down until they're all straight. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of string, and you're going to, now that they're all straight on the inside, we're going to take a piece of string, wrap it around them just like that, and you're going to tie it very loosely, and then once you get it around all of them, you're going to pull it tight, and then you're going to of course tie it into a knot to make sure it's secure. And the other strings might get in the way, so just push them out of the way. Okay, and then you can kind of like pull this out like that. Kind of. The string that you use to tie it on with, it needs to be a little bit longer. Here it is. And that's because you're going to pull it up just like this, and you're going to also tie it this way through the pom-pom, which is pretty much what you've created. You want to kind of separate the pom-pom a little bit so you're not crushing it, and you only tie it once, and then you just bring it up and you tie a little knot at the top, and I'll show you what it looks like. Like that. And that's what you're going to hang it by, and you just trim that off. And then what you're going to do with these, without cutting, like you don't want to cut your hanger, but you're just going to kind of like trim these down. Okay, be careful not to cut yourself. Be careful not to cut your cardboard. You're just going to trim them just like this. Don't trim them too small. Like I might have trimmed them too small, some of them. You want to leave them pretty long. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter how long you leave them. It's like your preference. But there you go. It's my safe / semi-recycled Christmas ornaments, and then you just hang them on your tree like that. And they basically look like little presents, I think. They're great for college dorm rooms. You can like hang them on the wall. They're very lightweight. You can hang them around. I used to make them and sell them. Like I would sell them for 50 cents each. They take a little bit of time to make, but I mean not that long really. So yeah, that is just one thing that I do with paper towel / toilet paper rolls. And like I said, you can do this with other kinds of string too. You can do this with other rolls or rings. You can do it with any kind of ring, like bottle cap top rings and stuff like that. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. I'll have more tutorials in the future, and please like and favorite this video if you enjoyed watching it so that others can see it as well. Thank you.